everyone, and welcome to Ethno 360, show hosted by me, Annette, the warm hearted warrior diva. This show gives you insights on the journeys of high achieving business owners and music artists who share with the audience the importance of building a strong community of like minded individuals on the road to greater success. And today, I have a pleasure of speaking with Mike Uno. I had to do the Uno
I love
part
it.
because
I love it. I love it. You made it happen right on point. Let's get it. The
I
coffee is
lo-
working today.
I know. Cheers, look, cheers. I have my
Oh, salute, salute. That's how we say it in my culture.
salute, salute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna get down to business to see who this Mike Uno is, y'all.
Let's do it. So excited to be on here. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule because I know everyone has a busy schedule. So, the first question is, who is Mike Uno?
Oh man, I love it. Well, man, I'm Mike Uno, the flyest one you know. That's my slogan and my brand name. I'm the CEO and one of the head artists over here at Palm Minded over here in LA, California.
Oh,
I run it with my boy Gold Lace as well as a couple of my other homies from the block. My homie Raw Genius the cleanest, and a
wow.
lot of other producers that I have that are part of this brand. And we're it started about a year ago. I was just doing everything solo dolo, and I've always had different looks on this music thing, because me, as far as music goes, when you are who you are, you're your own brand. So whatever
Hmm.
you do, it's all about branding. Whatever it is, the way you
Hmm.
carry yourself, the way that the
Yeah.
things you represent. So about a year ago, I got sober. I quit smoking weed. I quit drinking alcohol. I give my life to Jesus Christ, and I just been really just focused on the good things in life. So um yeah, about a year ago, last summer, I was like, you know what? I'm switching things up this year. I want to do it right, and still keep myself and stay true to my roots. But I'm no longer preaching about the stupid shit I was doing before. If I'm gonna be
Mhm.
preaching about it, I'm only gonna be preaching about how you could overcome it.
Right.
So I ended up saying, you know what? I want to be chilling in the palms one day, and I want to just do this for my
Yeah.
kids. Plus, I'm from LA. All we have is palm trees around where I come from. You know what I mean? And the last thing is, money. I want money in my palm, or a debit card in my palm. So it's
Mm-hmm.
palm minded, and I got it tatted that day. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's right here representing. So ever since then we've been representing. I got with my producer Gold Lace Productions about a year ago. Met him through a friend of mine named Sino, and
mm,
we just got to work and started making things happen. My boy Raw Genius, like I said, I've been knowing him for about 11, 12 years now. He's my brother from another. So we
wow.
just really try to put this music out and keep things moving. So as far as Mike Uno and who I am and what I represent, those key people I mentioned are a huge part of what I do and why I love to do it.
Wow.
Because if you don't do music with people you love, it's like, why even do the music? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You definitely have to vibe with the person that you're with, just
Absolutely.
just in general.
It's just like
You know,
just like a marriage, right? Just like a relationship. If you're not vibing with the person, what are you even doing it for? You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I think that that whole cliche, just business, no pleasure, but that's false. It's
Right.
business and pleasure. I mean, how are you gonna work
100%.
with somebody?
100%. Man, I was just at my boys the other day. We were, it was a spontaneous studio session. I called him up, said, "Hey, what's up, bro? What you doing? I got the kids right here.
Yeah,
We're vibing." He was, "Hey, man, come through." His son's about my kid's age, so they love each other.
yeah.
And we just, pulled up, had a spontaneous studio session, and we made another banger. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but it's cool to be able to do things like that. And like you said, when you're loving what you do and who you're doing it with, it's just gonna come into fruition, easy peasy.
For sure, for sure. It looks like Tony's Talk Showcase is here. Thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate
Tony's
you.
talk, my brother
Yeah,
from another mother.
and I saw you on his show as well. Let's see, Robert Williams, stay vibing. Okay, okay. Well,
Likewise, likewise.
I'm glad that you're here today because you have a quite. When I saw Soul Ties, I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, you like that one? You like that one?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Thank you,
like,
thank you. Yeah. Oh man, I love that song too. It's perfect for summer. We had to put it out, and that one right there is really doing numbers right now. That's one of my top songs on Spotify and iTunes right now.
mm, oh wow, okay. So for those that's new to your work, right? What do you bring from the West Coast, and what does it mean to you?
Oh man, that's such a great question. You know, what's funny is I've been doing this music for quite some time, and I started when I was a youngster, and I'm in my 30s now. And as far as like what it represents, without me even trying, right? It just
Uh-huh.
represents me. It's just who I am. It's what it is. There's times where someone will send me a beat, and it won't even be like a West Coast beat. It'll just be like some soulful kind of
Oh.
hip hop, and I just turn it into. I just bring that West Coast authenticity to it without even
Oh.
trying. So I just feel like it's me. It's in my blood. It's what I do. My family, we're all born and raised on the West Coast in LA, and it's real serious to me and what I represent. All my
Mm.
tattoos got a meaning, you know what I'm saying, representing
Mm.
California, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's just, really it's for me, California and LA, California, it's just one big family and everybody knows what it
Yeah.
is. Everybody knows the drill and understands the assignment. And we just keep putting on and doing what we have to do to make this music happen for the West Coast. So for me, that's really what it is just it's who I am.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different from the East Coast. I mean, everyone has their own lane, right? And their own
Right,
vibe. But uh, your music and just West Coast in general and the palm trees, as you said, it's very enticing. Like, oh, I just want to lay on the beach.
right. I hear you. I hear you. It's a vibe out here, and it's funny because out there on the East Coast, you guys call them boroughs, right?
Right.
Well, out here, it's barrios or different blocks or different neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And every
Mhm.
neighborhood, and has its own culture. Every neighborhood has its own meaning and has its own way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? And from my black homies to to my people, my Mexican culture, we're
Mhm.
all different, but we're all one big family at the same. You know what I'm saying? And in California, we've been trying to bridge that for years. You know what I mean? And keep that
Mm.
culture moving. I love collaborating with my African American artists, or just like my my homies from different cultures in general, and putting everything in a melting pot and just bringing different cultures and so yeah, it is different out here, but at the same time, we got love for the East Coast. You know what I mean? I love old school East Coast rap. I love the new artists that are coming out. I'm a big fan
Mhm.
of Dave East. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I love, the Wu-Tang, 100% off
Mhm.
top, and so many different East Coast artists that, I can't even think of right now because I'm put on the spot. But,
It's
definitely,
all
definitely,
good.
definitely love East Coast rap. And my East Coast, homies that I have on the East Coast that, collab with me here in Cali, they always say the same thing. Like, man, we got so much love for Cali. So I'm glad that after
Yeah.
years and years of, the drama that, we're able to bring it through together
Mm.
and everybody's able to
Yeah.
represent and come together and bridge this music gap. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm so happy about that too. It looks like Tone 760, the flyest one you know. Okay.
My brother, oh man, Tone 760, that is my boy right there. You know what? He's actually on my new EP called City
Ah,
Lights, dropping May 23rd this month. And if you guys
wow.
love that summertime music, that Cali
Yeah.
culture music, that get up, get in, go out and get it music, this is the
Mm-hmm.
one for you. I
Okay.
promise it's just an EP that you could just press play and you're not even going to want to skip a song. There's not going to be a reason to do it. It's just going to be, trust me. So Tone 760, he's actually on, I think, two of the tracks on that EP, man. So shout out to
Mm.
Tone 760. I love you, big dog.
Wow. Well, I'm definitely gonna put you on the spot later on. No, no
Me too.
pressure.
I love it.
No,
It's all
no
good.
pressure. So
It's all good.
what's funny? I had an artist said, "Oh, this is so roast." I'm like, I wasn't even trying to roast. It's just my personality.
Oh man, it's all good. Me and my homies be roasting each other all the time. If I don't know, if I ain't roasting you, I don't love you. You know what I mean? So it's all good. It's all good.
Oh my goodness. So, how did your music journey begin, right? And was there like a pivotal moment that made you say, "This is it, and I'm all in"?
Right, right.
Tat it out. You got the tats to show for it, right?
Oh, 100%. No, I love that. That's a great question. You know what? I kind of grew up around music. Being in, a household, I was kind of in a household of music. Like my dad, when I was, man, I can't even tell you when, ever since I could
Oh,
remember, he's always just rap, just he'd be rapping different lyrics, whether it was his lyrics or like, the early NWA music or,
mm,
Spice One or Warren G, DJ Quick,
oh,
he'd be rapping these lyrics and I used to like what he was rapping. I was like, oh, okay, that is dope. Like, I love what he's doing. And me and my dad, we have similar personalities, and it's funny because I'm like a copy and paste to him. I look exactly like him, and it's. I even have four kids just like him. It's funny the way that that's a whole nother story. But
mm,
grew up with my dad, him doing that, and I had an uncle of mine, still have an uncle of mine, my uncle Iceberg. He's always had a studio. He's always had he's the one that kind of put me on in a sense, because when I was probably like in junior high, maybe like even elementary school, I was like, I remember being in the sixth grade.
Uh-huh.
And before I was even rapping, like I used to like do like little break dancing and little
Uh-huh.
like just little hip
Mm.
hop dancing and things like that. That was the wave back then. But I always loved music. Like ever since I
Mhm.
was a kid, like my mom will even tell you, like she used to play music and I used to be kicking in her tummy. You know what I mean? Just like whatever I was doing. And I love music so much, and it's a gift from God to me. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And I
Mhm.
remember I wrote my first rap. Showed my uncle, and he was like, "Oh yeah, okay, we got to do something with this." And I had
Mhm.
been doing it for years, like just always rapping. Coming up, when I was still in high school, I signed my first
Mm.
record deal with the label, and we actually had a distribution deal with Universal Music Group.
Mm.
The pivotal moment that I would say was I signed with them, dropped the album, didn't get paid for the album. So for all you artists out there, just know when you sign that deal, you're signing your life away. You ain't getting nothing out of that. You know what I mean? So make sure you got your paper right. Make sure you got your money right to own your masters. Make sure you have everything right and you're getting your branding right. With a friend of mine, we signed that. Didn't make no money off of it. So like for like 2 years, I was still doing my thing, but I was kind of under hiatus.
Mm.
So like around 2012, I would say I was, in my 20s, early 20s. I was like, you know what? I'm going all in now. I spent all my money, went and got a studio again, and I got tired of depending on people for studio time and people taking forever to get my music videos back to me, people taking
Mm.
forever to get my songs back to me. Like, it's like it's funny now because I engineer all my own shit now. I don't there's nothing that you hear from me unless it's by one person who is my personal engineer. If I can't get it done, I'm gonna go to him. It's funny. I could mix a record in 30 fucking minutes, maybe even. Sorry for cussing. Right, we're on
Yeah.
airtime. 30 minutes to an hour, right? And it's funny because back then I'm like, damn, these people were really sleeping on me. They were taking forever
Yeah.
to get me my songs back, and you could ask anybody who collabs with me. Like, I don't do that. As soon as you leave my studio, when
Right.
you get to your car, you're gonna have the at least the
Wow.
semi-mastered version in your iPhone or your Android. So that pivotal moment for me, I would say, it was like when I got my own studio and I had my own brand. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm doing this. I'm going all in. I met my boy
Mhm.
Rod Genius, and I met him when I was probably like a good 2012, 2013. I was
Mm.
like in my early 20s. He was only 19. So we were like,
Wow.
still young in the game, and, we were hustling. And, throughout the years, we just built a
Mm.
dope, brand together and built a dope, con, you know, conglomerati, and being really good friends, and just took it to that next level. So everything you hear from me now, it's dope because it's like it's dope. It's doing numbers and it's independent. You know what I
Right.
mean? I promote everything from my Instagram or my socials. Like I'm not
Yeah.
paying for no promo. I'm not paying for nothing. Like it's just people in different countries and different cities,
Mhm.
boroughs, neighborhoods, barrios are rocking with me. And you know, I always tell myself, of course, I'm trying to take everything to the next level. And you could ask anybody who knows me. I'm always trying to push that line. I'm always trying to
Mm.
push that, next level of what we could do, and just take my
Mhm.
people with me. You know what I mean? And I'm always trying to hustle and motivate, elevate, motivate my
Mhm.
people, elevate
Mm.
my people. And I guess when I finally realized that I could do it myself and I didn't need a
Mhm.
label anymore, that's when I was like, yeah, this is we're making it happen. And I'm
Mhm.
not depending on a huge label ever. Like I'll always be independent. If it ever comes to the point where a big label, because I got friends that are A&Rs, and friends that are in different
Mhm.
positions in life that I could probably hit up and maybe work something out. But I would only work out maybe a distribution deal, and it wouldn't be a whole
Mm.
contract. It would probably be an album or two, to maybe take it to the next level. Because I believe really 100% in owning all your own,
Yeah.
and being able to do it yourself. And it's funny because I've been trying to do that. I've been saying that for years, like for years
Mm.
and years and years. I've been saying that, and nobody listened to me. Everybody was like, "Nah, man, I'm trying to make a hit song. I'm trying to make a hit record. I'm trying to get signed to a label." Man, I
Mm.
know artists that got signed to these labels, got signed to 5 or 6 or 7 different labels,
Wow.
and are still unhappy, still broke, still doing nothing. And those same artists always tell me,
Mm.
man, you know what, Mike? I should have just did what you said, bro. You got all your own music. You stay putting out music. You got your own studio. You don't got to depend on nobody.
Mhm.
And I've showed love to them. Like there's
Mhm.
been many, many times I've given them many chances that, look, bro, I'll
Yeah.
put you on. You could do yourself. You could have your own company. I'll record you, bro. Just like show love. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But those artists don't like to do that. So, you got to
Mm.
cut them loose. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's all it really is. So I got a real tight circle, tight, 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 tight knit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And there ain't no squares in my circle. So we really, really keep it. We keep it 100 over here. And I'm proud to say that I got a real close circle. And everybody that rides with me is down for the cause, whether it's palm minded or whatever they got going on, and it's vice versa. Like whatever they got going on, I'm a part of their brand too. Like I'm whatever you need from me, even if I'm not in the song. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help you
Yeah.
push that song. If I just engineered it, oh, best believe, like I'm gonna feel like that's my song too, and I'm gonna help you put it out. So, it's all about love, man. You got to give
Yeah.
love to get love. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And that's how it really is. Love and loyalty all day long over here for me.
Wow. So you struck me when you said square in the circle, right?
Oh yeah.
I never heard of that. Can
Oh
you
man.
can you break that down a little bit for us so we
a
can
hundred percent.
learn?
100%. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's just like a West Coast slang that we got here in Cali. Dom Kennedy said it, years ago, and there's been a couple other rappers that say it. Dom
Mm,
Kennedy, he's a big LA rapper. He says, "Ain't no squares on my circle, so you're not gonna fit. Like if you're a square, you ain't gonna fit in my circle, bro, because mathematically
mm,
it's just not gonna work.
yeah.
It's just the way it is. So if you're a square, bro, like, we're not doing no dumb shit over here. But at the
Right.
same time, if you bring the square and like you're not showing up to the videos, you're not showing up to the shows, you're not promoting the
Mm,
song, you're not even pulling up to the carne asadas. Look, bro, I gotta cut you loose, my G, because we show love
right.
around here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The carne asada. How did they gonna miss the carne asada? Come on now.
Come on, it's free food. You know what I mean? Like you can ask anybody who knows. Mike Uno be throwing the bombest carne asadas. I cook my own tacos and
Wow.
everything. We do it organic around here.
I can't wait to come over. Look, Tony Sauce already told him that I'm gonna have to visit both of you
Gotta
when I
pull
come to
up.
the West Coast.
100%. Tony only lives like 30, maybe 40 minutes away from me, but he's always over here where I'm at. So, you let me know when you're pulling up, and trust me, we'll have a good time.
Okay, okay. So West Coast hip hop, right, has a rich legacy. Obviously, Tupac. I mean, may he rest in peace. But like, I
Amen.
love a lot of the artists on the West Coast. I think I fell in love with Pac.
Right.
I think he
I
was
don't
like
blame
one
you.
of the first. Well, that him, Ice Cube, a whole bunch of other in the '90s era.
Right. Right.
Um, how do you honor right that tradition while carving your own lane?
Oh man, you know what? What's funny is I grew up on Pac too. My dad growing up had all the Pac records, and
Uh-huh.
I, as cliche as it would sound, I would say that the first artist who inspired me to say, like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I could really do this. I want to
Yeah.
do this. Was Tupac. You know what I mean? I was in junior high,
Mm.
rapping his lyrics in gym. You know what I mean? And I'd be. This was back when you had the non-skip CD player. You know what I mean? I'd have the
Uh-huh.
Tupac greatest hits. You know what I mean? And my CD Walkman or whatever you called it back then. It was the one that had no skippies. And I'd just be running cross country or lifting weights, listening to Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And I would say now, as far as honoring his legacy, like, you know, the way I would look at it, like this West Coast music thing, and I wouldn't even see just the West Coast, but it's also on the East Coast too. A lot of
Mm.
these new artists, right? And a lot of these artists that grew up listening to Pac, Biggie, Q,
Mhm.
you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Man, so many different ones. NWA, Warren G, the
Mm.
Dog Pound,
Yes.
so just to name a few, the East Siders, right? When you grow
Mhm.
up and you listen to that stuff, I don't care what anybody says. If you're a rapper, as much as you try to sound like yourself, you are what you listen to. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You are
Yes.
what you listen to. It's in your gene pool, it's in your DNA
Yes.
now. And being from Cali, honoring them, like I was mentioning before, like it's just who I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I grew up on all that stuff. And once I heard it and fell in love with, those records, they instantly became uncles that, it just
Mhm.
expanded my family tree. You know what I mean? Like, when Nate Dogg passed away, rest in peace, back in
Mhm.
2010, I was like just a kid still, probably like 19, 20. I remember, man, like that was one of the
Mhm.
first celebrity deaths because I was too young for
Mhm.
Tupac. You know what I mean? I'm, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm only 34. You know what I mean? So, I'm like a young OG, right? But I was only 6 years old when Tupac passed away. I was listening to his music,
Yeah.
but I wasn't able to really grasp the
Mm.
importance of it at the time. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
I was just trying to watch The Simpsons, but Tupac was literally all over
Mhm.
Fox 11, like,
Yeah.
KTLA 5, whatever it was back then. Like Tupac passed away. Tupac
Mhm.
passed away. And
Mhm.
back then I was like, man, who's this Tupac guy? And then my dad told me,
Yeah.
Tupac, that's the guy we listened to on the way to school, man. He passed
Mhm.
away. And I was like, oh, passed away. Like I didn't understand it. I was
Mhm.
6 years old.
Mhm.
So when Nate Dogg passed away, like I said, I was like, damn, man, I just felt like I lost an uncle, dude. Like this was back in the
Mhm.
MySpace days, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
damn, I remember putting on my MySpace, like, man, rest in peace, Nate Dogg,
Mhm.
yada, 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 and so yeah, like honoring them is just like, man, like I really, like, truly, you could
Yeah.
ask anybody who knows me, I just love this West Coast shit. Like it's just really what it is. Like, and honoring them. Once I listen to them, they influence me already. And as much as I'm
Mm.
gonna try not to sound like them, I'm probably gonna sound like them because it's like it will influence me and it influences who I am. You know what I'm saying? This California love all day long is really what it is and how it's always gonna be in my lifetime. So, yeah, man, it's honor to be from Cali. I love being where I'm from. If I could die and be reincarnated, I don't know how that works, right? But if I could ever come back again, I wouldn't want to live anywhere but here in Cali. As expensive as
Mm.
it is, as
Right.
much as the smog gives me asthma, you know what I mean? Like people want to be from Cali. People, the people can
Mm.
talk shit all they want
Yeah.
to. People want to be from out here, and if you don't want to be
Yeah.
from out here, you want to visit at least one time. So I'm
Right.
proud. I'm proud to be a part of that. A part of that lane and a part of that culture and a part of this LA music scene and touching, rubbing shoulders with, some legendary artists and young legendary artists that are coming up. It's just a dope feeling, and like I said
Mhm.
again, I'm proud to be a part of it.
Mm. I love what you said, California love, because that
100%.
that stuck to me, and
I'm telling
honestly,
you, I love it. I got
like
it tatted. I'm telling you, I'm not fucking around over here. Like it's
right,
California
right,
love. You know what I
right,
mean? Like it's
right.
telling you,
I'm still heartbroken from Tupac.
right? Oh
Like
man,
that
hundred
would that
percent.
I still rock. I mean, I have all his stuff on my playlist. Like
Oh, for sure.
that's on repeat. You know what I
For
mean? That's
sure,
like top of the
100%.
list.
If I'm ever going through something, right, I'm just like,
Right.
man, I'm just down and out today. I'll
Hmm.
listen Tupac in without even thinking, just like, oh man, I'm good now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, we're cool. Like, all right, like I'm rocking and rolling now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm right there with you. 100% motivational music. Like,
Look.
Tupac paved the way for so many artists nowadays.
Hmm. Don't let me start spitting. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
Ain't that
picture
right?
perfect. I painted a perfect picture. What I put you, what you stitch your mind, stitch to get which. You know what I mean? Like, I trust
Hail
me.
Mary.
Oh man, oh Hail Mary's
I'm just
legendary too, man. It's such a shame that we don't have him here anymore, man. But yeah, it's sad, man. It
yeah.
really is. And you know what makes me even, not just mad about it, but disappointed is all these, you know, people who were rubbing shoulders with him back then. These
Mm-hmm.
podcasters now, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and radio DJs and just people who were
Mm.
around Pac. All of a sudden, they're talking so much slander about Pac, like, oh, Tupac was this and Tupac was that. It's like, why weren't you saying that back then when Tupac was alive? Because he would have beat your ass. That's why you weren't saying it now because he's not here anymore. You had to wait 30 years to even talk that shit. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
hilarious that that's what's going on. But I
Yeah.
guess it just goes to show like that was the mark he left. He's always gonna have
Yeah.
haters because of the movement
Mm-hmm.
that he left. Like I guess you're not doing it right if you don't get haters. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just really
That's
how it is.
that's so true. Yeah, he had mad respect and he still does to this day. It
Right.
looks like E6. Thank you for joining us, sir. RMS. He
E6, what up,
says
my brother? Oh man, that's my boy, man. Much love, my boy out in Texas. We did a project together, a really dope song we did, and we got some other stuff coming real soon too. So shout out to E6, man. Get at him for beats for sure.
and it looks like Confa sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Confianza 92. Keep your circle small. Don't let them squares in or you'll find yourself out of shape. Okay.
100%, 100%.
Gotcha.
Much love,
For
absolutely.
sure. Okay. Yeah. Nate Dogg. Yep. Tony Saw says he's sad about that as well. Oh yes, of course. Pac and Biggie, like, come on, yeah, that's that's my favorite too.
100%, man.
Goodness,
100%.
yeah, a lot of like even like when DMX passed, I was like, man, I,
Oh,
but
for sure. Oh
like
man, that
there's
was
a whole
another
bunch
sad
of
one too, man. That was another sad one too. That was sad to watch, man, and sad to hear because people that knew his story just knew he was always trying to redeem himself, and you could always see him fighting those demons, and you could always see him,
mm-hmm,
trying to, and he believed in the Lord too. You know what I mean? So at the end
yeah,
of the day, I feel like he did believe, and we have a loving God, and
mm-hmm,
I know he believed, and at the end of the day, whenever it happened, whatever happened. I know he gave his life to God. So, sometimes our sin just gets at us and eats us
yeah,
up. And, we have to stop
yeah,
snacking on sin and we gotta, just really, really,
mm-hmm,
truly, focus on a different avenue. So yeah, man, it was sad to see that. DMX, man, You know what's funny about DMX? I know you probably feel the same way. He has that Pac energy. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Just that
mhm.
real
Arr.
roughness. You know,
Yeah,
like you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like so it's dope. Like I love going on YouTube or Spotify, wherever. They always have DMX Tupac mashups. Like
Oh
both of them
yeah,
spitting, and I love when I hear DJs doing stuff like that. It's dope to see. So yeah, man, that was another really 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 sad one. Rest in peace, DMX, man.
yeah. Well, I remember Rough Riders. I'm dating myself, but it's
Oh man, it's all good. I
the-
love Rough Riders.
the-
Dun, 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 dun. Where's it
oh my
gonna
goodness.
stop? Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah, that was a they were man, they took over hip hop for a while. That whole,
Man.
Swiss Beats just did his thing, man. Like Eve was a part of that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
DMX. Oh man, so many different Rough Ride Jada, the Locks, Jada,
Mhm.
that they
Mhm.
man, they were heavy hitting for a long, long time, man. So yeah, that was a legendary avenue. That was a legendary piece of hip hop right there when they were doing their thing for sure.
Mhm. And Nipsey Hussle too. May he rest in peace. Definitely.
Man,
Oh my gosh.
100%.
Marathon.
Huge influence on what I do, and just and not even just like I was a Nipsey, fan from the beginning. You could ask anybody who knows me, you know what I mean? And I really followed what he did and soaked it
Mhm.
up. And he was kind of like, without even really, really holding him to that standard, he definitely was a mentor of mine and still is, you know what I mean? And, a huge influence of what I do, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Definitely that all money in, the whole all money in thing. That's the only artist right there, you know what I'm saying, that I got, I had to get tatted. I got his logo tatted right here, all money in, you know what I mean?
Oh
For the
yeah.
camera right there, I had to. So, yeah, that was really sad, man. I'm
Mm.
still hurting for that one. The West Coast, really, 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 we took a big loss with that. And then we weren't even healed from that yet, and we
Mm.
lost Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant the next year. You know what I mean?
No.
So, it took a lot of losses, man, that we're still bleeding out from. But everybody's trying to
Yeah.
stick together, and it was beautiful to see. Not just the Bloods and Crips, but also
Yeah.
my Mexican people. Everybody showing love to Nip.
Mm.
He was that big, and people could say whatever they want to. Oh, he wasn't even that big of an artist. We didn't hear about him till he died. It was like, well, unfortunately, that's how it is, man. But here in Cali, Pac
Right.
was legendary. He could walk
Yeah.
anywhere and do anything, and just had so much love. So yeah, that was a really 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 sad, really really sad death, man. And I'm still recovering from that one for sure. I probably will
Mm.
never recover from that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. Like I'll leave you with one more that comes to mind. It's XXXX Tentacion.
Oh
Uh,
right, really
he
talented dude, man. Really talented dude for sure.
He's like a lot of these guys that we're mentioning, they're gems. I mean, I don't know if you've heard like their biographies. You guys should just go tap into the historical data and just listen to them and drop in, a bunch of gems and what
For
to
sure.
do.
For sure.
Um, I'm just like blown. Like Tupac, he's always, now everybody's pulling him up, right, and putting
Right.
him on
Right.
Instagram and such. But
Right.
yeah, phenomenal, brilliant man. So for
100%. Young
sure.
visionaries that, unfortunately they were all young when they passed too, you know what I mean? And, but the imprint that they left on hip hop is timeless. So,
Hmm.
it's really, really, what they did is just, even, I never pronounce his name right, but XXX Tentacion, even with him, like, he was a young dude, young guy,
Yeah.
left a
Yeah.
mark on hip hop, you know what I mean? And, I heard about him before he passed away, but I really didn't dial in with them and lock in with them until he
Yeah.
had passed away, unfortunately. And also my kids, they loved his music, and his death really
Mhm.
affected them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it really, 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 really sucks. Anytime there's a death in hip hop, a death in general, of course, but
Yeah.
anytime there's a death like that in hip hop, where the world's on it, it's always a sad, sad thing, man. So rest in peace to everybody we just mentioned, man.
Yeah.
100%,
Rest in
tenfold.
peace.
Rest in peace, man.
Well, moving on to a little bit of a brighter moment with Mike Uno here. Your sound, right, blends with raw lyricism with soulful, as you mentioned earlier, production. What inspires your writing and beat making process?
Oh man, that's such a good question. With me, the way when I'm making a beat, or whether when I'm, rapping on the beat, my favorite beats to rap to, and it's funny, it's never really my beats, it's always like other people's beats, right?
Mhm.
And the producers, the way that I am with my ear, I have a really picky ear. And the producers that I have two main producers, um, that I really, really like to utilize. One of them being Gold Lace Productions. He's my executive producer on Paul Minded, and then I have
Mhm.
my other brother Evs. He really blends my sound, as well as my brother Breeze. These people I'm mentioning, they have a sound that just really makes who I am. And
Mhm.
when I dissect their beats, the way that I'm thinking when I'm writing something, I don't want the beat to breathe. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that beat, like I'm in the ring with that beat, and like I'm gonna make sure like that beat ain't gonna get one over on me. Like I love to, just come at the beat raw, but at the same
Mhm.
time, like I have like this, like smooth like a butterfly approach. Like my delivery is always just gonna be real smooth, real clean. You know what
Mm.
I mean? And I'd like to cut the beat like, I like to cut the beat up like a Ginsu, like and just make it real spiritual
Oh.
and soulful. Like, this music thing is real spiritual to me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it really is a therapy and something I love to do. So I think
Mhm.
that's why it comes off like that, because anytime you hear me rapping on something, I'm venting on the beat. Like whatever I'm telling you at the time, is really what I'm
Mhm.
going through at that time or what I have gone through at that time, and I'm venting on the beat and
Mm.
using it as a way to, express that, feeling in that moment. So I think that's why it comes off so raw and uncut, because
Mm.
that's how I like to come at the songs and come at the beats, and approach it that way. And my delivery is something I pride myself on. I've been working on my delivery
Yeah.
for years and years. I don't like to
Mm.
leave, I don't like to do, I don't like to take too long on a song, but I also want the song to be perfect. And when I
Mhm.
come with the song, the delivery has to be on point. And that's something that I think a lot of people have told me is like, man, your delivery is just so crazy. Like, the delivery, the way you're
Yeah.
delivering your lyricism is just like, it's crazy. And I love hearing it because, like I said, it is something
Mhm.
I pride myself on, and is my delivery. That's the one thing I would say is my strength. Is the
Mm.
delivery, because it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. But when you're
Yeah.
tagging that what you say, how you say it thing with actual real bars and real lyricism and painting a
Yeah.
picture for someone, that's it's a beautiful thing. So that's how I approach the beat. Is I want you to see when you hear my song, I want you to see what I'm going through at the time, because I'm going to paint you that
Mm.
picture for you to be able to realize it. So there's a lot of things I put in the song for your brain to be able to pick it up and visualize it,
Mhm.
and not just like hear the song. I want you to feel the song and be in the moment with me.
Definitely. Again, going back to Soul Time, well, we're gonna play these songs in a few. It looks
Dope.
like there's more people joining from Instagram. I have to switch back and forth
That's all
between
good. Much
platforms.
love, everybody. Happy
Grace
Saturday.
Smizzy, Babdi too from Africa. I think he's from Nigeria. Please,
Much love.
Babdi, don't don't get mad if I got the wrong country or wrong place in Africa. But anyway, African artists as well. Cool. But yeah, definitely delivery. Okay. Do you approach producing for yourself differently than when you're producing for others?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. You know what? My production, I would say I definitely would consider myself more of a artist than a producer, because a lot of times when I'm producing something, sometimes I'll just be producing like a melody, and then I'll hit up,
Mhm.
Gold Lace, or I'll hit up, Evs, and be like, yo, bro, I got this melody, or I got these drums, I got this right
Mm.
here. Hey, bro, can you help me cook something up? Right. So we end up using that for me, right? That's like, okay, cool. Like, that's gonna be for me. And then I end up making a beat from beginning to end, and it's funny, like 8 times out of 10,
Mm.
I don't even end up using that for me. It ends up going to another artist, like,
Wow.
and that's because I think maybe I'm cutting the fine line between artistry and wanting to perfect something, to where like, okay, I'm gonna rap on this later. This is gonna be used for something. This is the idea, but I need
Mm.
my crew to help me bring this to life, right? Where
Mm.
it's like when I make the beat, I'm loving the beat. This is gonna bring something to life for somebody else. So I think that's where the producer in me kicks in. I'm producing for
Mm.
someone else, but I'm beat making for myself, and then giving it to someone else for them to be able to produce for me. And that's probably an
Mm.
authentic way of doing it.
Mm.
Maybe I don't care what anybody thinks. That's just how I do it. You know what I mean? Because I'm an artist first, a producer later.
Mm.
That's how I consider myself. But you could ask anybody who has worked with me that whatever we're doing it, like we're doing it authentic. Like, you know, we're doing it from the soul. And if I want it to be, I wouldn't consider myself a perfectionist, but I want that pizza to come out as fresh as it can before it comes out the oven. You know what I mean? So,
Uh-huh.
that's just how it has to be, and that's just the way I look at things.
I like that pizza. That sounds good though.
Oh man, I
I'm
love
kind of
pizza.
hungry now.
I had to say pizza. That's like my only weakness. You know what I mean? On my fitness journey, like that's the only
Right.
thing that I cannot get rid of is pizza. Like if there's a pizza in the house, get rid of it, because I'm gonna fuck it all up.
What kind of pizza do you like?
Oh man, I'm a OG. I just like a pepperoni pizza well done. If I'm feeling
Okay.
real, if I'm feeling real squirrely, I like to do jalapeno pizza with
Oh,
pepperoni, pineapples, and jalapeno. So that's
oh,
like,
that sounds good.
oh, it's fire with some ranch on it, man.
Hmm. Okay.
Gas. Probably gonna have to do that today. Just work out extra hard later. I got the weights right here in the
Yeah.
gym.
Just
Anybody who's here, you know what it is. We're grubbing good in here. We got the weights here. So when you leave, you'll burn some calories. That's how we do it over here. The fitness and the music, we blend it together and make it a beautiful thing.
that's good. Yeah. Well, producing music, even articulating or singing it, you're having to use your vocals and your diaphragm. So technically speaking, you're,
For sure.
working
For
it out.
sure. 100%. You're burning calories. Oh man, there's times I'm in there sweating. You know what I mean?
Right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Especially because sometimes depending on where the studio is, like you ask anybody who has a studio,
Mhm.
you know, you can't have the AC blowing, you can't have the fan going, you can't have none of the stuff keeping you cool
Oh,
going while the
that's
while the
right.
recording is going. You know what I mean? So when you're
Yeah.
doing that, you're gonna pick up all that feedback. So you got to turn it off. So you're in there like spit the booth with the truth. Do, do, do. But at the end of that verse, oh man, you're gonna be soaking sweat.
You
Ask
know,
anybody who does it.
lost 500 to 600 calories.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, that's facts right there. You're gonna lose. You're gonna come into my
Mhm.
Kuno studio for sure. It's a hot box in here, and especially in the summertime. You know what I mean? It's definitely a warm thing. But like I said, we got the weights here. I got the cardio machine. So we do it all over here, and we stick with me for a month, and you lose a good 15 pounds.
That's dope. E6 obsessed man, I'm hungry.
Oh man,
So,
facts. hundred
Tony
percent.
sauce, me too. Oh my gosh, I'm about to go get some pizza after this.
Oh man, got to for sure, for sure.
so,
I got my
so,
kids today. We're gonna go pick up a pizza for sure now. They're gonna love
oh,
that.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. They've been talking about pizza lately. It's been Domino's, but
Oh right,
not trying to what do you call it? They're not sponsoring me, so whatever.
right. Yeah, we ain't gonna
Uh,
give them no money. Go visit your local mama pop pizzeria.
right,
Those are where you gotta
exactly.
go. They got the best pizza. You go over there. Oh man,
I know.
you're feeding a hungry family too at the same time. They're feeding
Right.
you. You're feeding them.
Yeah, I need to find some local, hole in the wall. That's the best place to go
Those
for
are the best
sure.
ones. Those are the best ones. 100%.
So, what does authenticity in hip hop look to you in 2025?
Mm.
Right?
I feel like, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's funny. I feel like hip hop is doing a full circle movement right now. Like you're hearing a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
right? A lot of these newer artists that are like, er, kids 15, 16,
Yeah.
18, 20, right? It's funny because like they're sampling now the stuff that we were listening to when we were younger, and it's like
Hmm.
doing full circle, and like they're like, oh, I'm doing something new with this, but it's like, bro, like all you're doing is sampling something that came out so many
Right.
years ago, which is dope. Hey, it's cool, like
Yeah.
hey, that's dope. I like sampling too, but it's like I feel like everything is full circle now. So as far as authenticity goes, I feel like it's few and far between. You know what I mean?
Mm.
There's not a lot of authenticity, and I don't know if there will ever be a lot of authenticity in hip hop because the record labels years and years ago made it to where it's
Mm.
however whatever's gonna make money. So you got half of
Um,
the people who are like, oh, this is gonna make me some money, I'm gonna do this to make some money, and then you got the
mhm,
people like me who really love it and love doing what they do, that don't want to sound like anybody else.
mhm.
And those are the people that are
True.
authentic. And there isn't a lot of, I mean, I can't think of a lot of like, plus I don't listen to a lot of mainstream artists too much.
Mhm.
But you can't really like Wu Tang, right? Let's say Wu Tang. Wu Tang's that's still mainstream artists, but they're always going to be authentic. They're known for the RZA type
Yeah.
beats or mathematics. They're known for that
Mhm.
gritty, and not
Mhm.
just gritty. Like when they come at a beat, that's a Wu Tang beat. You know what I
Right.
mean? So they're authentic. I fuck with Benny the Butcher. I think he's
Yeah.
authentic. Dave East, of course, he's authentic. The way he approaches everything. You know, um, I'm trying to think of any West Coast artists. Like there's West Coast artists here that are kind of like not really mainstream. They haven't hit that Nipsey level yet, but they're on the way to get there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's like some really dope, authentic ones here in California. There's too many to name, but Doggy Style is one. Young Drummer
Mhm.
Boy, my homeboy, he's one.
Mhm.
He's real authentic too. He don't sound like nobody else, and There's so many to name right now I can't think of because I'm on the spot. It's like when you go to the grocery store and you didn't bring a shopping list and you're trying to remember what you're supposed to bring for dinner. That's how I feel right now. But yeah, that's how it is. Like to me, you know what I mean. But I'm proud to say, like, I don't know if you could ever really say, oh yeah, this person sounds like Mike Uno or Mike Uno sounds like this person, like, because I'm just
Hmm.
so authentic with it. Like I don't feel like there's anybody out there who does sound like me. Like I really, really, truly in my heart know that I'm just authentic, and that's what I bring to the table is authenticity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now I'm just thinking about a singer, so I'll bring him up anyway. And I think he's mixed with I'm Chamorro, right, from Guam originally. So he's half Chamorro, and I think he represents California. So he's an artist too. He's a rap artist. So
Okay, okay.
you guys kind of favor.
Oh, okay, that's dope. I love that.
I
That is
gotta.
dope.
I'll send it to. I'll
Send
send
me
it.
send me the link. I love getting put onto a new artist, So send me the link. I want to check them
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I don't know, because like we were talking earlier, my language where is like Spanish too, so we all like
Right,
commingle.
right, exactly. It's Spanglish.
Yeah, Spanglish.
Right,
Oh
right.
my goodness.
That is dope. I love it.
So your music, right, speaks for the underdogs and the dreamers. Where does that message come from?
I think the message comes from just being true to yourself. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Staying true
Uh-huh.
to yourself, being true to yourself. I've been doing this for a really, really long time, and I nobody I didn't go to school for engineering. Nobody taught me
Hmm.
how to engineer. Like, yeah, people like, gave me like tips and tricks, but they
Yeah.
weren't, they weren't in there with me shooting in the gym, like that song, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I really truly, figured this out by myself. And I just feel
Mm.
like if you stay true to yourself, and you really just do what you want to do and just do it to the best of your ability every time, and not just to the best of your ability. You really got to have that mamba mentality with it and just like keep
Hmm.
going, keep showing
Hmm.
up,
Hmm.
even when you don't have the energy and you don't want to do it. Like,
I
you
know.
just got to keep showing up, and that goes for anything in life, like, work, the gym. you know um I'm a dad, so there's times like, I get out of, the day is ending and I know I'm gonna have a long day tomorrow, but I still show up for my kids, and my kids won't ever
Yeah.
know that I'm drained. My kids will never know I'm going through something. My kids will never know the stresses of what I got, and it's because I
Hmm.
keep showing up. So I just feel like in life you got to keep showing up and stay true to yourself. You know what I mean? And you could ask anybody who knows me. I think that's one of my strengths as well is, I always show up no matter what
Yeah.
and give it my 110% each time. And even if I didn't feel like, it was the best workout, right, I'm still
Yeah.
showing up. And regardless, at least I'm showing up.
It's
Those
true.
little wins right there, those little small wins every time lead up to the bigger win and to the bigger picture and paint the bigger picture that
Mm.
you're trying to do later. So, that's one thing right there for sure is me just staying true to myself.
Yeah, that's, and that's a great way of thinking about it. It's called the third day, right? Because when you start this like New Year's resolution, I'm going to work out, I'm going to get my beach body and all that. And like the third day,
Right.
you're like, oh my gosh.
Right. No, yeah, yeah, for sure. But that's where you got to push. You got to keep going. Like keep, like okay, cool.
Right.
Like once you start feeling that pain and start feeling that tiredness, that means it's
Hmm.
working. Like just keep
Right.
going. Like, I had a old homeboy of mine, he was actually an ex-Marine, and he used to tell me, "Look, man, pain is weakness leaving the body." That's,
Mm,
remember
yes.
that pain is weakness even the body. So that's something that I always, pride myself on is okay, hey man, I remember pain is weakness even the body. Like this workout is burning. I'm feeling this today.
Hmm.
I'm gonna feel it tomorrow, probably the next day.
Hmm.
But you know what? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna fuel myself up the next day with healthy eats and build my temple and honor my body and honor God, and just keep going and keep building it up. So, it's yeah, that third day mentality is real, but you gotta push through it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, like anything in life, right? Like you want to be
Yeah.
the best rapper you want to be. Hey
Right.
man, you got to show up. You got to go through the pain of it. You got to go through the, man, I just dropped a song, a lot of people weren't feeling it, or it didn't do the numbers that I had to do. But keep promoting the song, keep doing the song,
Yeah.
put the
There
video
you go.
out, get it where you want it to be. Then it's going to get to where it want to go, where it's going to
Hmm.
want to go. Like that happened to me. Like all my old albums that I dropped 5, 10 years ago, they do numbers now because of
Yeah.
songs that I dropped maybe a year or two ago, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
back
Definitely.
in COVID times, back when COVID was really popping, crazy time in life, right? That's when like my music really started to blow up. It was
Mm.
around that time. Maybe it's because everybody was chilling at home. They
Yeah.
had they had time to listen to new artists. Like
Right.
ever since then, like my music has just been on a wave, and I have anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 listeners every month, on Spotify and iTunes and all
Wow.
that stuff. And for a small independent artist like me, it's dope because those are the people that
Yeah.
are buying the CDs, buying the singles, buying
Right?
the merch, buying the clothes, buying anything you do. Like, you're able to cater to them, and you're able
Hmm.
to cater to that audience. And you know, yeah, those little, like I said, those little, keep going. When you keep going and keep pushing, like, before COVID, like, I was still pushing for 15 years. Like,
Right.
so it took 15 years for me to get that. And that
Right.
was 5 6 years ago. Like, so now I'm 20 years in the game, right? Trying to still keep pushing and keep going at it, and taking things to that next level. But if you're always a student to the game, and you
Yeah.
don't ever feel like you know everything, and you don't ever feel like, oh, I'm Master Yoda or I'm Bruce Lee with it, right? Like,
Right.
it's always going to be fun. Like, I don't ever want to know
Yeah.
everything, because if I'm always going to know everything, I'm never going to learn anything at the same
That's
time.
so
You know what I
true.
mean?
That's so true. Definitely don't want to be the smartest one in the room, at least from like
100%.
an entrepreneur's perspective, because
Right.
learn to know the
If
long
if you're
game.
if you're the smartest one in the room, you got to leave that room. Like, I want to be the dumbest one in the room. I don't want to
Me
know
too.
anything. Like,
Me
you know
too.
what I mean? I want to, like,
For
okay, cool. I
real.
want to be like green. I want nothing to,
Hmm.
I don't want to know anything. I want to come in here and just learn something brand new every time. And having that mentality is just, I feel like, is always going to be a tool and just such a really important part of someone's life if they think that way.
Hmm.
And it's a shame that not everybody does think like that. Everybody's trying to be like the next man or sound like the next man,
Hmm.
or not be like themselves. And I've always wanted to be like me. I've never wanted to be like anybody else. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I feel like that's another strength I have in building this authentic brand of what I got going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like first day of school. You have your new pencils and your backpack, and
Right, trying to look fresh. You know what I mean?
right, you
You
got
lay you
your
lay you lay your fit on the bed the night before. People that don't know, oh man, they probably do it now. I used to lay my fit, brand new shoes. You know what I mean? The Dickie suit and the Chucks, chilling. Okay, cool, man. Then you can't even sleep, and then when you finally fall asleep, the alarm goes off. You're like, all right, it's time to go to school now. You're all pumped. You know what I mean? Those were the days, man.
Oh my gosh, that brings me back. I'm just thinking of like erasers. I know. Anyway, my childhood. It looks like Tony Saw says Mike as a solid individual and great father. Yes, I can definitely
Oh,
see that for
I
sure.
appreciate you, bro. Thank you, big dog. That means a lot to me, homie.
Yeah, stay consistent and keep moving. That's so true. And to Tony Sauce, I'm like, are you sleeping? I mean,
Oh man.
he's like always grinding. I thought I was bad, but I
Oh
think
yeah.
you take the cake right for that
Oh
one.
man, Tony's talk, man. That Tony's talk. A lot of people that don't know, like, Tony's talk really helped me blow up in the COVID times.
Mhm.
I met Tony. I met him through his big brother, Primo. That's he's like,
Oh,
man, just a really solid dude. Definitely one of my OGs and someone I have so much love for. He had hit me up and was like, "Yo, bro, I want to link you up with my little brother. He has a podcast. I think that you guys could do something dope together." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down, man. Cool." I met Tony. We did our first podcast together, and I started linking him up in networking. He started linking me up with people in networking, and we both really blew each other up. And I feel like networking is so important,
oh yeah.
but not just networking. You want to network with the right individuals, right? And
Yep.
you don't want to network with someone who you can't give something to, and they can't give something
Hmm.
to you either. Like,
So true.
you could ask Tony. Like, there's been so many times where, like, Tony hit me up, "Yo, Mike, do you have a song for the show? Hey, Mike, you got any artists? Hey, Mike, do you have this? Do you have that?" And there will be times when I hit him up, like, "Hey, dog, I got this really dope release that's coming out.
Mm.
Let me jump on your show and let me promote it. And then we're promoting each other. You know what I mean? So, my boy likes to smoke. I make sure to pull up with the bag of greens, you know what I mean, and some food and a good time, And I don't smoke anymore, but when I link up with my boy, whatever it does to get him right, like, I show him love and make sure we do what to do. And he really, like I said, he really helped blow me up in those times, COVID times. Aside from me dropping the singles and dropping the music and dropping everything, man. So shout out to Tony's Talk. Tony's Talk is the reason you and me are here today. So talking and
Exactly.
networking. So man, it just goes to show you, man. Like, you are who your circle is. You know what I mean? So
For
Tony is
sure.
definitely one of the most solid homies in my corner, not just in the music, but as a homeboy. So shout out to Tony's Talk, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a family, like I was saying, familiar for sure. So, which leads me to vulnerability, right? Because a lot of people, it's kind of difficult navigating your vulnerable perspective, right, in this whole music journey.
Right.
So how does that play in your art?
Oh man, it's a big part of it because
Mm,
being vulnerable. I feel like being vulnerable, if you let the vulnerability eat you up, then it's a problem. But when you
Mhm.
are vulnerable, but you're able to really find the why behind it,
Yeah.
and the if you're able to find the why behind it and the what behind it, and you're able to use it as a tool, you know
Mhm.
what I mean, and use that vulnerability in the music. There's songs I have actually that are really vulnerable, and
Mhm.
there's a couple I could think of off the top of my head that I really, really, really feel like I was vulnerable at that time, and you can hear it. And it's funny because there's friends of mine that'll tell me, man, like whatever it is about that song, I don't know what it is, but you could just tell I felt what you were
Mm.
going through, and it's because
Mm.
I put the vulnerability in the music. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I do it for a purpose, not just for the artist. I don't just do it for the like. I'm sorry. What I mean to say is not just for the listener. I don't just do it for the listener because I want the listener when they hear this
Right.
to be like, damn, like this really got me through a tough
Yeah.
time in life, and this really like. But I do it for me. Like I
Yeah.
almost like a journal. I don't keep a
Right.
journal. I really don't. My journal, swear to God, on everything I love is this music shit. This music is my journal.
Wow.
And, instead of back in the day, when I used to be going through it, whatever I was going through at the time,
Mhm.
oh, you know what, I'm gonna crack open a beer, and I'm gonna get drunk and then I'm gonna smoke afterwards and then I'm
Mm.
gonna fucking eat like shit and then I'm gonna go to
Mm.
bed and
Mm.
wake up and do it all over again. I don't do that no more. Like when I'm really, really going through something, I hit the gym first, meditate
Mm.
on it, pray,
Mm. Mm.
then I hit the studio, and whatever I'm going through in the studio, now the vulnerability isn't hitting me to where it's like I'm vulnerable and I'm weak right now. Now it's like I'm
Mhm.
using it as a strength. So
Mhm.
I feel like it's anything in life, like that you're going through at the time, because we're all going through something. Life isn't perfect, unfortunately. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we're always going to be going through something. But if you utilize that, I'm always going through something, and just squish it all together and put it in a box and keep it in your pocket, and whenever you
Mhm.
got to go back to that to realize why you're doing something, you're
Mhm.
gonna go to that next level every time, and you're just gonna be able to elevate and stay true to yourself at the same time, because you're not letting that weakness and that pain stay in your body. Pain is leaving the body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
For
now
sure.
you're using it as a tool, and you're not using it as you're not using it as, it's not a weakness to you anymore. It's not something when you think of that and look at that, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, okay, now I'm fucked up.
Right.
Like, you know, you're able to use it as a tool and as a strength. So, yeah, that's how I would definitely look at it, in the aspect of my life for sure.
Oh, I love it. Well, let's go ahead and check out your songs while we're here. No
Yeah,
pressure.
absolutely. Absolutely. Pressure. Put all the pressure on
Pressure,
it.
pressure. Here we go. So you guys need to check out Mike Uno, right?
Mike
Here's
Uno,
his
the flies
YouTube.
one, there's my YouTube right there. Go ahead and get them subscribers up. You know what I
That's
mean? I
right.
probably got a good, almost 200 on there. I can't see right now, but definitely got some bangers on there for sure.
Let's see. I'm trying to look for. Do you have a video on Soul Ties? Because I know I was listening to just the one on Apple.
You
Or
know what? The one on there is one for Soul Ties, but the way the distributor does it is they don't
oh
put it to my regular YouTube. You got to type in Mike Uno and then put Soul Ties, and then it should pop up
oh.
on there.
Okay, let's do that.
These
That's
right
cool.
here are this is like my personal artistry. I'm trying to link them both together right now. But these are all the
Oh,
video
okay.
videos that I've dropped like the past year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Nice.
There you
Oh, here
go.
it
Mike
goes.
Uno Soul Ties right there.
The short.
Is that
Oh,
the
here,
short?
here. Never mind. No, I found it.
I was like, don't scare me now. Don't scare me now. I'm gonna call the distributor right now. Look, man, you're only putting out part of my music. Something's going on.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. Hopefully, there's a new is gonna be.
Oh, there always is.
I'm like, okay,
I'm
mute
paying for
it.
that premium. It's too expensive.
Right? I know, right?
You'd have to cancel Netflix, Paramount Plus, and all that stuff just to be able to afford it.
You guys ready?
Let's get it. Mike Uno, Soul Ties feature my boy Raw Genius, the cleanest. Let's get it. What's
There
good,
we
Pop
go.
Minded family? This is Mike Uno, the flyest one you know. Coming at you live from the heart of the city. Hey, show ties in the sky, palm trees and city vibes. Let the past wash away. I see the future in your eyes. Gotta represent the city, leave that bullshit behind. Chasing dreams in the streets where the stars never hide. Show ties in the sky, palm trees and city vibes. Let the past wash away. I see the future in your eyes. Gotta represent the city, leave that bullshit behind. Chasing dreams dreams in the streets where the stars never hide. Still it's bounce, take a trip, never fold, never slip. Shit, we about to hit the city and unload the whole clip. Watch the world through my shades, and I can highly recommend that you appreciate the work. From the grind you put it in, got me cruising slow through the avenues and danger blend. Every score tell a story, every loss I ever paid. From the sun up to sundown, we hustled, then we did. Gotta follow all the guidelines, don't ever miss a step. I keep it solid, staying real, and to the very end. From the concrete to the planet, the elevation starts within. City lights reflecting off the pain we try to mask, but we focus on the future, never dwelling on the past. Low tides in the sky, palm trees and city vibes. Let the past wash away. I see the future when your eyes. Represent the city, leave that bullshit behind. Chasing dreams in the streets where the stars never hide. Tides in the sky, palm trees and city vibes. Let the past wash away. I see the future when your eyes. Gotta represent the city, leave that bullshit behind. Chasing dreams in the streets where the stars never hide.
Sunshine beaming, early morning dreaming. Sitting here plotting and scheming, I'm still fiending for the finer things. Gold ropes and the diamond rings. Tickets out the country, working all the little kinks. You make me feel good, you make me feel right. You're looking finer than your IG pictures in real life. Walking in the midnight, the clock's ticking. I got it all paid for, baby, just stop tripping. Tell him bring the OG Kush and blunts with him. You know we got the Kush, we ready to start twisted. 5-star meals and all the little thrills. Sitting on the hill, sparking blunts with $10 bills.
So tides in the sky, I'm treating city vibes in the past wash away. I see the future when your eyes. Gotta represent the city, leave that bullshit behind. Where the stars never hide. I'm treating city vibes in the past wash away. I see the future when your eyes. Gotta represent the city, leave that bullshit behind. Chasing dreams in the streets where the stars never hide. Hey!
Woo! I love the cover too. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was designed by me. I do most of my own graphics.
Beautiful.
I appreciate you.
Wow. It's that 808. You know, you can tell.
Oh man, this one right here was produced by Gold Lace. And
wow.
Oh man, you know what I love about this one is it has like that Southern Cali sauce, but like it has that Bay Area feel as well. You know what I mean? Shout out to my Bay Area folk. And yeah, I just love that beat right there. And you know, man, this one right here is just gonna go hot for the summer. So run it up at the carne asada, at the dinners, at the barbecues. Run it up because that's the one right there. Definitely gonna have a video coming soon for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I can totally see, you know, the barbecue. What's going
Oh yeah, play it at the barbecue, at the bar mitzvahs, at the quinceañeras, whatever. Just run it up.
Oh my gosh. It looks like Brace Smizzy said, I love this joint. Oh man,
much love.
Of people up in here. Okay,
I love it.
Raji. Thank you for joining us, Raji.
Oh, Rod Genius the cleanest. That's my boy. That's who you just heard right there. My boy Rod Genius the cleanest. 760 representative. That's my boy. What up, dog?
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, I have so many questions, but I want to make sure I'm checking your time.
Oh, I'm Gucci. I'm all good. We're good here.
Okay.
I said all the time aside for you. We're rocking and rolling.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. Look, I'll be the DJ today. No.
Let's do it. DJ and Ned in the mix.
Right? Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and present this here. I love it. So let's see.
So we got this one right here. Actually, I'm working on a project with my boy Rod Genius. We have an EP coming out real soon. We're putting the finishing touches in it. We just recorded the last song about a week or two ago.
Okay.
And we engineered it, mixed and mastered it. So it's all ready to rock. If you go to that fourth one on the top, it's called Massive. That is one of the first singles that we dropped a video for the EP coming out. I'm sorry, for the album coming out. It's called Palm Trees and Desert Dreams. We're hoping to drop it in July. And that's the first single off of the video. Off of the song right there. Off the album. That's the first video off the album right there.
Okay.
So if you want to play that one right there, that would be dope because I think a lot of people resonate with this one right here. It's that real raw, gutter California rap for sure.
Let's check it out. Hold on 1 second. Oh, here you go.
And this was produced by Gold Lace as well. Shout out to Gold Lace. be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, we blasting. Ain't ready for these 5-star assassins.
See, we live in the shit, getting high up in this bitch. For my real ones, got up in the cemetery quick. Pops put me on the gang, now the gang told me, if you ain't fucking with my squad, we don't bang low key. Keeping that propaganda raw like a young OG. Keeping my backbone solid for my bros and big. Solidified, trying to push these back up in the tally. Inked up, beneficial like my name, Machiavelli. I don't pay no mind. My whole shit you trying to sell me. Your words ain't whole way. There ain't nothing you can tally. Make a point that you ain't fucking with my folks. Stay riding with my hitters. All they do is shout dope. Don't step into the plate unless you trying to get smoked. When your bitch bang my line, she just trying to get choked.
Blasting, blasting, blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, we blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, blasting. They ain't ready for these 5-star assassins. Massive, massive, we massive. They ain't ready for these 5-star assassins. I'm getting high, watching time fly. And you won't catch me posting that shit on my timeline. Yeah, you know I write the rhymes that last a lifetime. I see you jocking my bitch, but see that's all mine. All mine, yo, I sip it like it's fine wine. Yeah, you know love and hate, that's a fine line. Understand that today is now your prime time. Yesterday is history, but baby, don't cry. Don't cry. What the fuck you talking about? Hell yeah, it's going down, you should know. Ride Genius Mike, Uno at your dough. It's a flow, it's a party, hell yeah, you get to go. Here's some dro, roll it up so we can blow. That's for sure, we getting money, baby. Hey,
Motherfucker.
hell yeah, we getting money, baby. Mike Uno getting money, baby. Ride Genius getting money, baby.
Mike Uno, Rod, Genius in the lag. Ay.
Blasting, blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, we blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, we blasting. They ain't ready for these 5-star assassins. Massive, massive, we massive. They ain't ready for these 5-star assassins.
Straight west side of no dick riding in this motherfucker. It's Rod Genius and Mike Uno. The usual suspects every time we get it in.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Shout out to my boy Rod Genius, the cleanest, man. You know I love you, dog.
Wow. Amazing. Oh my goodness. Let us run it back. No.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down. I love that record right there. That's one of my favorites right there.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. One more again.
One more again.
Blasting, blasting, blasting. They ain't ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, we blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins.
See, we live in the shit, getting high up in this bitch. For my real ones, gone up in the cemetery quick. Pop put me on the gang, and then the gang told me, if you ain't fucking with my squad, we don't bang low key. Pushing that propaganda raw like a young OG. Keeping my backbone solid for the bros and beat. Solidified, trying to push these pack up in the tally. Inked up, beneficial like my name, Machiavelli. Y'all don't pay no mind for whole shit you trying to sound me. Your words ain't whole weight. There ain't nothing you can tell me. Make a point that you ain't fucking with my folks. Stay right up with my hitters. All they do is sell dope. Don't step into the plate unless you trying to get smoked. When your bitch bang my line, she just trying to get chose.
Blasting, blasting, blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, we blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting, blasting, blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins.
I love this verse from Raji. He killed this shit right here.
Right?
Ready for these 5-star assassins.
Getting high, watching time fly.
And you won't catch me posting that shit on my timeline. Yeah, you know I write the rhymes that last a lifetime. I see you jocking my bitch, but see that's all mine. All mine, yo, I sip it like it's
fine wine.
Yeah, you know love and hate, that's a fine
line.
Understand that today is now your prime
time.
Yesterday is history, but baby, don't
cry.
Don't cry. What the fuck you talking about? Hell yeah, it's going down, you should know. Ride Genius Mike Uno at your dough. It's a flow, it's a party, hell yeah, you get to go. Here's some dro, roll it up so we can blow. That's for sure, we getting money, baby. Hey, Hell yeah, we getting money, baby. Mike Uno getting money, baby. Rod Genius getting money, baby.
Mike Uno, Rod Genius in the lack. Hey.
Blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Blasting.
We be blasting.
Ready for these 5-star assassins. Massive. We massive. Ready for these 5-star assassins.
Straight west side of no dick riding in this motherfucker. It's Rod Genius and Mike Uno. The usual suspects every time we get it in.
Hey. It's that Mike Genius right there.
Oh man, I like his hood, his sweatshirt.
Oh man, that's that polo. One thing about Rod Genius the cleanest, he always stays with the polo fits. He's like the polo representative. Polo, if you're watching this, you need to sponsor my boy Rod Genius the cleanest right now.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Mike Uno, live performance on In the Know 360.
That's how we do it. That's probably a first. That's how we do it around here. We're all about spitting numbers and being authentic and doing the first. Mike Uno did it first.
Right. Oh, I love this. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What's another one that a lot of people?
Oh man, I would say the one going up right now is that first one, Out of Bounds, featuring my boy West Coast Classic. We also have a project coming out too. We have a couple videos we dropped already, but this one right here really hits for the summer. And if you like that West Coast G-Funk, authentic, that really like that, this is the one right here. Shout out to my boy West Coast Classic and my boy T-Lay Visions for directing this one right here. We can play it, we can spray it. Let's get it.
All right, let's do it.
Oh shit! My boy Talent done put it down for the West Coast. Y'all niggas in trouble. Going out of bounds. Yeah. Out of pocket, my folks spin round. Blah blah blah. Better watch it. We going out of bounds. You know. Out of pocket, we don't spin round. West Coast. Better watch. Straight playing these games, talking guns and gold chains. Do the damn thing, bang hard up in my lane. Staying in this bitch with my G's up on the keys. Bumping shit to keep them lace in your shoestrings. We keeping it real like Greenleaf and Rosecrans. Riding through your city deep, bumping slow jams. Ho, riding till the wheels fall off. But when the wheels fall off, you put the spit back on. With my Air Max on, rocking the cleanest. The party with them sandwich bags that got you leaning. You see my crew, dog, you must be dreaming. Out here in California with that gold chain blinging. We feeling good, it's why the hook stay shining. The fiends stay calling, the phone stay ringing. Ain't no women like the ones I got. Have the trees and all the keys when we shake the spot. Yeah. Going out of bounds. Yeah. Out of pocket, my phone spin round. Blah, blah, blah. Better watch it. We going out of bounds. You know. Out of pocket, we don't spin round. West Coast. Better watch it. Yeah. I'm Husk Water. Dirt rider born in the Wild West. Sharp as elephant Tuscaloosa. Surf with the Coolidge. Squad Coolidge. Try to run game, but I'm hooping like Coolidge. West collected the flow so addictive. The hoes go hate, cause they hoes want the dick in the straight wares. Flexing the muscle with the homeboy. Young Mike blessing the hustle. Gorilla style conflicts, but it's really bout. Step out of bounds and the blood starts spilling out. Loca, Vonka, Maniac, Jack the Ripper with LL tied in the back of the rental, nigga. I kick shit with J's on my feet, the bulls on the beat. I'm heavy on the street, settle the vendetta. Niggas get wetter. Get out of pocket, I'll soak your sweater. You're going out of bounds. Yeah. Out of pocket, my folks spin round. Blah, blah, blah. Better watch it, we going out of bounds. You know. Out of pocket, we don't spin round. West Coast. Better watch it. I got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, chickens, the hoes, the haters, the foes, the gangsters, the killers. You name it. None of y'all can fuck with me. Coming in the city full of hating. Once my homies died, had their whole life shaking. So they hated voices saying that I'ma make it. Wish they could see me now, smoked out up in the spaceship. You out of time, you out of line. You a bitch nigga, you ain't no friend of mine. Didn't think I called a homie from the brown side. The crowd's mine, clouded mine, you getting down. Sometimes in business life you gotta take it. That's why they tell me fundamentals, I said let me shake it. I told class and look, never thought that we would make it this far. He told me you gon' blow up, passing the switch and roll up. Going out of bounds, yeah. Out of pocket, my folks spin round. Blah, blah, blah. Better watch it, we going out of bounds. You know, out of pie. Gave me no spin right. West Coast. Better watch it. This is young motherfucking Mike, representing the collective music group. Hey, we in the house all week. Look, West Coast, put it down for my G's. Hey, and I am the West Coast Classic. Representing Westway Talent Group, nigga. You know, 7-8 Coopin' and Westway Group. Smash it. Yeah.
Wow. Bravo.
Great, Wes.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Well, I love all the songs. I don't know a favorite one of mine, but well, of course, Soul Ties, but like, yeah, that definitely brought me back. Like, you guys are resurrecting. I mean, that's the only thing that comes to my mind. Yes.
Thank you.
We're like resurrecting the West Coast vibe for sure.
Oh man,
you have my vote.
I love it. Oh man, thank you so much. I appreciate you, showing love and just feeling the music 100%. That's why I do it. You know what I mean?
Especially when you added the potatoes.
Oh, my boy was genius for that one.
I was like, what?
My boy was genius for that one. He just really, really like that's like the best part of the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He said, Ron Jr. said this shit go crazy. Yeah. E6, the same thing. Oh my gosh. He said, E6, you're invited to the cardio sauna. You know what? That's what you need. I'm telling you. Put that barbecue spin on that song, the new song coming out. That's gonna be hard.
For sure. 100%.
Heavyweights, yeah.
Oh, we got a request. That's that. He's talking about that video right there next to Out of Bounds called The Heavyweights.
Okay.
That one right there goes super hard. If you want to play that one too, I don't know how much time you got, but I'm super.
I'm down. Let's see. Collect this one right here.
That's the one right there. I'm gonna take a restroom break and I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Okay. No worries. All right, guys, you ready for this? Here we go. Make sure I like that. Hey, you having fun?
West Collection. Young Maya. West Coast Classic. I'm a West Coast slacker, Hollywood cracker. Make your bitch watch the pussy cat fly smacker. Boss in his rhyme with the venom spat on my rhyme. Keep cobras, clutch triggers, and serpents with flat line. Snaking your bitch, throw like a camera down a pipe. Let the body duct tape off the Kansas turnpike. Born savage on the mic, dump the pilot takes flight. Hijack a crash course, terrorize, that's life. We the bad ones, fuck the Hamptons. Nigga group stuck in the crime, cause crime was the canvas. Career damages, roosters can't handle us. Punk them down, Trump, my background scandalous. Burning Pirellis to boost my adrenaline. Duffel bag to Fetty and dish the bare minimum. These motherfuckers ain't a game plan. All these body bags do the same, yeah. West Collective type of shit to leave your brain dead. We sketch your white chalk every time we bring it. You wanna pop from the front line, we'll back it out. You wanna act like a pussy that will smack around. We the heavyweights, we got bread to make. We don't sweat the fake, we got bread to make. We the heavyweights, we got bread to make. We don't sweat the fake, we got bread to make. I got money on the grizzly, I'm popping just like a pistol. You can track us if you want it, collective is gonna twitch. I got money on the grizzly, I'm popping just like a pistol. You can track us if you want it, collective is gonna twitch. I want them cars that bounce, we by the ounce. If you're tripping on my team, get the Mac pulled out. I want them cars that bounce, we by the ounce. If you're tripping on my team, get the Mac pulled out. Yeah. Back up on my switches and my bullshit. Me and my whole team be holding full
clips, that West Coast movement. Ready to rip the work around the union.
We be steady sipping on that fluid.
The fuck is you doing?
See this rules to the shit. Ain't no skipping steps.
Gotta pay dues in this bitch. Ho.
That's why I gotta keep my tool and quit. Cause the mother side haters change the mood in this bitch. No surrender, no retreat. It's death before dishonor. This for all my dead homies. The revenge of the fallen. And if you got problems, boy, we can solve them. Take one of my soldiers, then you got to take all in. I got too many ghosts up in my pictures. If you ain't gonna take the hood, then you got to take a with you. Chuck the hood up in your face. I never go whisper. The same shots that missed, this the same one that hit ya. From the streets to the county, you can ask your big homies, but they all know about me. And all I do is keep them gangsters around me. When they looking in the streets, but they know where they found me. Sitting sideways up in H-Town. Got the 760 with me, and we got the best sound. Drop my shit, you gon' have to get the K round. And it's a concrete jungle when it goes down. Oh, this is for all my hard hitters and all my OGs that got to go get it. If you fuck with me, you got to know better. And I don't even sweat it, you ain't fucking with my cheddar.
We the heavyweights, we got bread to make. We don't sweat the fake, we got bread to make. We the heavyweights, we got bread to make. We don't sweat the fake, we got bread to make. I got money on the grizzly, I'm popping just like a pistol. You can try this if you want it, collective is gonna twitch. I got money on the grizzly, I'm popping just like a pistol. You can try this if you want it, collective is gonna twitch.
I want them cars, they bounce. We by the ounce. If you're tripping on my team, get the Mac pulled out. I want them cars, they bounce. We by the ounce. If you're tripping on my team, get the Mac pulled out. Yeah.
Where's collective, the illest shit's happy. Always spitting venom, my nigga, we ain't rapping, yeah. Hit your palate like a fully loaded magnum. Bustin' when we hustlin', better move when we clapping, yeah. Where's collective, the illest shit's happy. Always spitting venom, my nigga, we ain't rapping, yeah. Hit your palate like a fully loaded magnum. Bustin' when we hustlin', better move when we clapping. We the heavyweights, we got bread to make. We don't sweat the fake, we got bread to make. We the heavyweights, we got bread to make. We don't sweat the fake, we got bread to make. I got money on the grizzly, I'm popping just like a pistol. You can try this if you want it, collective is gonna twitch. I got money on the grizzly, I'm popping just like a pistol. You can try this if you want it, collective is gonna twitch.
I want them cars, they bounce. We by the ounce. If you're tripping on my team, get the Mac pulled out. I want them cars, they bounce. We by the ounce. If you're tripping on my team, get the Mac pulled out. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Mic drop. Literally, Mike Uno drop.
Mike Uno drop. Yep.
Oh my goodness. That is wow. It's a different style too. Like you have different styles that come out, you know,
100%. I do. Yeah. I never try to sound the same for sure. And every beat that I get, you know, I try to I guess compliment the beat well and make sure that it's, you know, I'm complimenting the beat as well as the beat's complimenting me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Looks like Tony Saw says we some heavyweights. DJ
got bread to make.
DJ and that on the ones and twos. Okay, it's a sign.
Let's get it. Love it.
Sign. Fire sign.
That's the one. You might have to change your profession now.
I gotta look. You know what's so funny? I saw this lady. Like she was really hot on the well, actually a few that was hot on the DJ on the booth. I'm like, what?
Oh, for sure.
I need to do this.
Yeah. There's some dope female DJs out there for sure.
Never know. I might be.
Never know. Might have to switch professions. I'm telling you.
That is too funny. Are there any requests out there?
Oh man,
we do a live.
Love the Steelers hat though. Oh, let's get it, man. We're taking live requests right now. We're taking live requests right now.
Right, we're doing Tony Sauce, DJ and that here. Yeah, so I can play another one if you like.
Yeah. We got if you want to play, we got. Let me see. I'm trying to see right here. Like Those is another one off of my Paul Minded album. We could go ahead and run that one back. I think you really like that one too. If we're gonna switch it up, that one is definitely the one right there.
Okay, let's see. Okay, you guys listen. I hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This one was filmed by my boy T-Lay as well. He also did Out of Bounds and Heavyweights when you just heard.
We gon' lay it down. Bank accounts on the blocks, we don't play around. Got the beat up in the trunk to when you neighbors down. Play it loud, my booty on, we gon' lay it down. Bank accounts on the blocks, we don't play around. Got the beat up in the trunk to when you neighbors down. I be moving with the heavyweights, rolling with the center day. The seasons change and it's such a different game. Thinking about all of the future with the past and the pain. Moving through the obstacles, stay in my own lane with that. Push the start when I'm getting to my pivot. The money's already printed, I gotta go and get it. You ain't care with the bullet holes and knock it right at your feet. So pay attention to the shit that I be spitting. Stick around and you might learn some. You ain't making any money, then you ain't gon' make none. Having a team is a luxury. I got like 3 friends and both of those who fuck with me. So look, I sit the
strawberries jam, but my Glock don't.
Ride a dirty hood and any other want smoke. Standing on business, gotta get it cause I got goals. You in my way in opposition, we ain't like those. We ain't like yours, pushing the limit, elevator for the right moves. Taking that chance, I gotta work, invest in my bros. My circle small, but we kicking in the front door. Play it loud, my movie, your move, we gon' lay it down. Make a corners on the box, we don't play around. Got the beat up in the truck with the neighbors down. Play it loud, my movie, your move, we gon' lay it down. Make the corners on the box, we don't play around. Got the beat up in the truck with the neighbors down. Running through my city cause it's stimulated. Trying to think on everything I've been through, got me meditating. Smoking and I switch a road down, got me medicated. A hustle pay dues, your boy just never missing payment. We dream chasing shit, we dream chasing. Drowning in my system and I got my heart racing. Born up in the ghetto, this the type of shit you facing. Levels to this shit, so ain't no talent where it take me. Run up in the scene shit, dog, I'm a change man. About the streets and ain't no shit, and that's the game plan. And I'm a dog shit, that's my main man. And we ain't tripping off the shit that all your hoes saying. On the streets and in the pen, there's a no shame. Money over bitches on the set, bro, we ain't playing. I keep the hoodie on my back, the toolie on my lap. On the other side, tripping shit, they know where we're at. Look. We like yours, pushing the limit, elevator for the right moves. Taking that chance, I gotta work, invest in my bros. My circle small, but we kicking in the front door. Play it loud, my movie, your move, we gon' lay it down. Make a corners on the blocks, we don't play around. Got the beat up in the truck with the neighbors down. Play it loud, my movie, your move, we gon' lay it down. Make the corners on the blocks, we don't play around. Got the beat up in the truck with the neighbors down.
Wow. Wow,
Oh yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, I like that one.
Thank you.
Uh
Thank you.
for sure. Like what came to my mind was the hurts, right? Because I listened to a lot of like calming music, 432 hertz, 532 to go to sleep because
Right,
I
right.
have sleeping issues or whatever. I can't really
I hear you.
sleep.
No,
So
right, right.
I heard that. I was like, wait a minute. That's
Real
kind of like
calming, huh?
yeah. So do you know what the hertz is with that? What
So
on that beat?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My boy who produced the beat, shout out to my boy Tovar. He's the one that did the beat,
Wow.
and he's a kind of into all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So he
okay.
probably did something without even me knowing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I'll be honest with you. I won't even fake the funk. I really wasn't thinking about that. But I will say,
Mhm.
when I heard the beat and wrote to the beat and recorded the beat, I did
Yeah.
notice it had more of a calm vibe. So if you notice, I
Yes.
did bring that kind of calm vibe. And when the beat would lift
Yeah.
up and do its thing, that's when I would go a little
Mm.
bit harder. But then when the beat would slow down, I would slow down with the beat again. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I definitely wanted to keep that vibe on that track particularly.
Wow, yeah, perfect storm for sure. Yeah,
100%.
definitely. And you know, the thing about it's like meditational music that I listen to, and like I know when you get into the whole science of it, like
Right.
binaural waves helps you with retention, with just elevating yourself into the
Right.
five
I-
five
I've
D
I've I've read
tones.
up on a lot of different, things like that. There's different, frequencies for different things, healing
Mhm,
frequencies, frequencies that, could heal plants and like calm waters and things like that. A bunch
mhm.
of different stuff, man. It's definitely crazy when, like you said, when you think about the science of all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes. The spirituality that plays a role to it. But anyway, I'm like so basically you're like
So
hypnotizing
basically, what you're
people.
saying is that song hypnotized you. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying. I
there,
love
there
it.
you go. There you go.
Then I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right then.
That,
You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, it looks like Tony Sauce says love the Steelers hat. I did peep that too, along with you wearing the Raiders hat, but West
Oh, a West Coast Classic.
yeah, he was wearing the Steelers. So I was gonna ask you that.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I'm a huge Raider fan for sure. I mean, we're not doing too good right now, but I mean, Raiders is just West Coast legendary, just the way we go. And I grew up on the Raiders, so yeah, definitely got a good chunk of Raiders hats in my collection.
Yeah, you know what's funny? That brings me back to my teenage years. My first like jacket, remember back in the day when it was like gray, the gray and black one, the big
The
bulky
starter's
one.
jacket?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love those
That was
things.
my first
Man,
that was my
I wish they
first
made them right now. I would buy one right now.
I don't know what happened to it. It got lost in the sauce somewhere, but that was my first jacket,
Yeah,
I
yeah. Oh, we all had one of those. I remember those. I had a Raider one. I had a Dodger one. I had a Laker one. Man, Then everybody was
Wow.
making everybody started coming out with them, and then they just disappeared. I can't find one anymore.
Kicking in the front door. That's funny. Tony Saw says that. Um, so how do you stay grounded, right, in an industry that values flash over substance?
I think that just goes back to just being authentic and not really caring in a sense, right? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
more so like I guess the music that I make, I just make music for myself as well as for the people that I know will resonate with it and feel it. Because I just feel like whatever's in the industry right now is just poison anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you had the artists that definitely overcame it, like the Snoops of the world and the Dr. Dre's of the world, and
Mm.
the people that stay true to
Yeah.
their roots, but they already have that platform.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, my name isn't Snoop or Dre or anybody. So, I got to work a little harder. But I mean, in the end, I'm working a little harder for myself. So,
Mm-hmm.
staying grounded and just, again, going back to that staying true to your roots thing, and just pushing what you really believe in and taking it to that level every time you got to push the line. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do. And, that's why I've been doing it so long because I love to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. E6 said, I knew she was gonna say starter's jacket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Got to.
You know what's fun? What's more hilarious? I was like a military brat, so I was in Germany in high school, right? And I was working for the exchange. It's basically like a Target or whatever. But that's
Okay.
when I saved up all my money to buy my first starter's
That's
jacket.
dope. It was a Raiders one you said?
Yeah,
That
Raiders
is
one.
dope.
I
I
need to
love it.
I'm gonna find a Polaroid picture somewhere, but
You got one somewhere,
yeah, I'll post it for sure. But
nice,
man,
nice.
that's so dope. But so let's talk about palm minded, right? What inspired you to step into like the fashion, and what does the brand represent?
Oh man, I love it. So I was really inspired. I don't know if you ever I'm sure you heard of it, the cookies brand by Burner.
Mm,
I was inspired by the cookies brand by Burner a few years ago. Definitely was also inspired by Nip, with the All
mm,
Money In.
yeah.
And a few years ago, a friend of mine, he had a screen print company, we'll say, and he
Mm,
was like, "Hey man, like, I've been doing these shirts, and been branding myself, and I've been getting the brand out there and also making some money on the side. You should try it out." And this was like around the COVID times. So
mm,
I had started a clothing line. It wasn't called Palm Minded yet. It
mm.
was something that I had. It's still around too. It was called The Collective. And
Okay.
it was just like an urban street brand that we did, printed up a limited run of the shirts, but we sold
Mhm.
out. We sold out, and like I think I printed
Wow.
up like at the time, I don't know, less than like 100 shirts. You know what I mean? So if anybody still has
Mm,
that shirt, I also gave some away too. You know what I mean? But we definitely did a good chunk of change. So I took that money and then was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this again.
uh-huh.
And I ended up taking that money and printing up some Mike Uno shirts
Oh,
with
okay.
another screen print buddy of mine, and then that was just like, there's a few of those out there too, but I printed out my logo at the time, and then I was like, you know what, man, this is something I really like to do because people were hitting me up like,
Mm,
I need a shirt. And I would say like
mm,
I got inspired by the people wanting it, like, and wanting what I,
mm.
because it was something that was tangible, something they could touch that was for
Yeah.
me. So I got inspired by that also, and that really, I wouldn't say got inspired, but I would say that motivated me, to
Mhm.
like, want to do it. And then back when we started running with the Palm Minded thing, I was like, you know what, that would be a dope clothing line as well. So
Yeah.
like Palm Minded itself now, besides being a record label, is
Mhm,
also a clothing line. But like,
mm,
it's but they're one and the same. You know what I
mm,
mean? It's
mhm,
like,
mhm,
so yeah, we got a dope logo we're printing up soon. The shirts are coming soon. We're also already working, even though it's still a ways away, we're already working on some
uh-huh.
fall merch. So we're gonna
Oh,
have like those the sweats with the logo on it, the
yeah.
hoodies with the logo on it, working on some jackets, working on some hats, so all of that is coming real soon. I wish I had it with you to share today. I hit up my, distributor and asked them if anything would be ready, but we're still working on some stuff, but it definitely will be ready soon. And I promise to send you a shirt. I will make sure I'll hit you up and tap in with you later on the side, and I'll shoot you one over your way on the East Coast.
Oh, I appreciate you. And they can find your link on your Instagram, right? Well, we'll get into that later. But
Right, right.
but how did the roots like your how did it intertwine with Paul Minded? Like your roots and culture? Is there something significant about the name?
You know what? Besides me just loving palm trees, like ask anybody that knows me, you know what I mean?
Right.
I have so many palm tree tattoos on me, it's crazy.
Me
Besides
too.
me
I
just
love.
loving
I'm
the palm
sorry
trees.
because
No, it's all good. So I mean, they have them in Guam too. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a
oh
part of, it's an island. You're island girl, so I get it. You know what I mean? Aside from that, like I was saying earlier, like the brand just represents like wanting to be chilling in the palms and representing the
Mm,
palms. You know what I'm saying? And being palm minded, like you're always thinking of that. Like
yeah.
it's not just it's not. I always say it's not just a brand. Really, it's just like a way of life. The way it is. Like I'm chilling in the palms, like rapping into the palms. And then
Mhm,
also just it definitely is like a like just being palm minded, like just
mhm,
having that mentality of like wanting something better for yourself, elevating, pushing yourself to want to go to that next level and be chilling under the palms one day. You know what I mean? If you ain't
mm,
already chilling under the palms right now, if you're already chilling under the palms right now and you're doing what you got to do, stay motivated, hey, then that's for you too. You know what I mean?
I love it. So, what does it mean to you, right? Building a community, being an artist and a brand founder.
What does it mean to me? I would say that I would say when you're real and when you're spitting something and speaking something that
Mm,
someone is gonna feel, I think it's
yeah.
what comes with it. I think it's like what I think it's what just kind of comes with the territory in a way, and it's like definitely, it's something though that you definitely got to respect. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Definitely got to respect. It's something you definitely got to cater to, but at the same time, staying true to yourself. Where
mhm,
you're knowing that whatever I'm putting out, I know my people who really, my community that really messes
mhm,
with Mike Uno and really messes with Paul Minded is gonna feel and gonna love. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you're doing something right, it's something that comes with it, and it's something I respect. And the community that I have built throughout the years, I
mhm,
got so much love for, and just so much respect for, because they've been rocking with me through the ups and the downs. And anytime I put something out, to the first people to grab it and run it up and stream it and tag me on IG and let me know that they're
mhm.
running it up. So, definitely something that I respect that comes with the territory. You know what I mean?
I love it. And so, what can fans and listeners expect from Mike Uno and Palm Minded?
Oh, so many good stuff coming out this year. I'm always working on something. I'm always staying busy. I don't know if it's just the ADHD that makes me do it, but I'm always involved in a different project. Like I said, I got my EP coming out May 23rd, called City Lights. It's coming soon. Make sure to go cop it as soon as it drops. Run it up on
Yes.
Spotify, Apple Tunes, YouTube, wherever you listen to music. City Lights is coming out May 23rd. Also got another single coming out with my homeboy from Arizona, Call Me Cam, produced by
Oh,
my boy GLP. That one's called Angels in the Sky. And
oh,
that one's gonna be a collab from Cali to Arizona. My boy out in Havasu.
nice.
So it's all West Coast culture out there. To me, Arizona
Yeah.
is still like the West Coast. You know what I mean? So we got that. That's coming out real soon. We're gonna go out there to Arizona by the lake and by the water. We're gonna go film a video for that one. So that one's gonna be really dope to be a part of. And again, I also have the Colonial Items coming soon. The shirts will be ready in the next couple of weeks. That way, when the summer
Wow.
comes, y'all can rock it and make sure it's it representing official. You know what I mean? And man, just so many different things. Videos. I'm always working on videos. Supposed to be filming a video tonight. For the City
Mhm.
Lights project. So oh man, just so many different things. But once I announce them and put them on IG for you guys to be able to follow up and go ahead and like and subscribe and hit all my buttons on, that's where we're
Yeah.
gonna be able to get it popping. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you heard the band. Looks like I am Queen P joined. Two equivalent. Thank you so much for joining, sir. And
Much love.
23X Germicide. Thank you for joining us. Wow. So, are there any shout outs you would like to state today?
Oh, for sure, 100%. I love shouting people out, man. Shout out to God for, letting me wake up another day, you know what I mean? And, letting us all wake up another day and take advantage of the air and opportunity. Shout out to my real ones supporting me and, rocking with me and just helping me keep a solid foundation. And my real ones, that includes my kids, you know what I'm saying? Includes, all my loved ones, anybody in my circle, thank you for, rocking with me and just, helping me keep grounded and just, anytime I'm a part of something or going to be a part of a project and putting a project out supporting me, whether it's music, the clothes, or just the carne asada, you know what I'm saying? So, man, just shout out to everybody out there rocking with me. Shout out to all my supporters, you know what I mean? Y'all are my real ones too, in the community that I've built. And, shout out to you. I appreciate you, Annette, for bringing me on the show and letting me rock with the, In the Know 360. I think out of all the podcasts I've been a part of, this has definitely been one of my favorites, if not my favorite. So, I
Aw.
definitely appreciate you for, letting me come on the show and, kind of go ahead and just let people know who Mike Uno is, what Palm Minded is, and what I represent. You know what I'm saying? And, hopefully what I do and the way I carry myself and bring this authenticity, is able to reach somebody out there and they're able to go ahead and just, keep a palm mind and build their own brand and build their own legacy out here. That's really what I do it for.
Yes, sir. And it's funny you took the words out of my mouth because I was going to ask you how your experience was with
Oh man, well there
individuals.
you go. I'm always thinking ahead. You know what I mean? I'm not a psychic, I promise.
Great minds think alike for
Great
sure.
minds think alike. 100%. 100%.
Oh my goodness. And the Instagram is where people can reach you. I posted it on the
Yep.
scroll
Yep.
bar below.
100%. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm definitely an active IG user. Hit me up. My IG is Mike X Uno. That's MICXUNO. Um, if you also want to follow the Palm Minded IG for any of the shirts, you can actually pre-order the shirts right now through my
Oh,
IG. Just hit me a DM. I'm working on getting the website up and running, as well as like
gotcha.
the link that it's going to be in my bio too. We're going to be able to do all forms of payment: Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, as well as credit card and debit card. So we're working on all that really soon too. It's going to be in the mix. But you could follow that IG as well. That's Palm X Minded. So you could follow that one as well, to keep up to date with the Palm Minded brand and the crew and everybody. And yeah, man, just go like, subscribe, hit my YouTube, push all my buttons, and
Yeah.
just go ahead and represent because I'm definitely got some good stuff coming out this year. It's going to be a big year. 2025 is going to be a really, really, really big year for us.
Well, I'm excited to see the new merch and everything that's dropping. Any
Thank
events
you.
coming up?
Thank you, thank you. You know what? Right now, I do got a couple shows. We're still in the talks with the promoters of what's going to
Okay.
happen. So I don't want to say for sure that they're going to be like
Gotcha.
coming, but I do. They're coming soon for sure. I got some stuff popping in LA. Got some stuff popping in Pomona. I definitely got a couple shows popping up in the city. So they're going to be coming soon. I don't remember the name of the events yet and whether or not I got to make sure the paperwork's right. You know what I mean? So once we're all said and done there, then we'll get to. There is going to be some shows popping soon though. So I'll be announcing those on my IG. My IG is like my main platform that I like to use to
Gotcha.
promote everything that I got going on. I should be using the Twitters and all Twitters of the world, but I don't know. I've been rocking my IG so long, and that's where my community seems to be on. So, if you didn't hear it from my IG, it probably didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Okay, that sounds good. Well, thank you so much for the beautiful feedback. And it looks like E6 said, great show. Thank you. Bray Smizzy as well with the trophies and Tony
Appreciate
Sauce.
y'all.
Great interview. Appreciate you in that
Appreciate y'all.
chapter.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for everything.
Well, thank you so much. Well, don't forget to subscribe to Mike Uno and Endano 360. Don't forget to like, please, comment, and share because sharing is caring.
Share it
Uh,
up. Hit all our buttons. Hit all of our buttons.
and this right here is streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm gonna drop this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Twitter, and TikTok eventually. I'm not
Perfect.
really on TikTok, but I do my best to do the Twitter and TikTok or X.
I feel
Um,
it. I feel it.
and I want to give a shout out to Warriors Talk, Black Dynasty ENT, of course, Tony's Talk Showcase, Driven Paper Next Level, Beats by Your Boy, Crush Ice and Entertainment, part of their crew, WKYJ Radio Live, King's PR, King TV, and We Outside. And let's please continue to support the Unity for Social Justice. Let's free Master Yo and all of our brothers and sisters that are in need of our support. This has been a broadcast of showing love full circle between NNO 360 and Mr. Mike Uno.
Mike Uno, the flyest one.
Salute, sir. Have a blessed and wonderful evening.
Thank you, and likewise. Take care and God bless.